this session. So feel free to watch it through that invite link that you got to join this, and you'll be able to watch this video at any point if you need it. Okay, so right now we are looking at Bridget's account. This is what it looks like once an agent logs in. This is kind of their homepage. And we'll just begin with how you create an e-blast. That's one of the easiest things. To do that, you would click on Property Blast. All of their listings appear right here. It starts from from newest to oldest as you scroll down. All you would need to do is click on the property that you want to create the e-blast for. This is how all of the information gets auto-populated. Click create, and then everything fills in automatically. This menu on the right, these are all of our different templates. We have exclusives, we have co-exclusive templates, open houses. So they can just scroll through until they find a template that they like. Let's say they want to use this one. If there was an open house scheduled on Halstead.com, this information would fill in automatically, but you're free to type it in, especially if it's just for brokers and you don't really want to advertise it publicly. If you want to switch any of the photos, you would just click on the image. All of the additional images will load to the right. You just click through. Sometimes you'll see that they look a little distorted, maybe a little squished. To fix that, over here on the right hand side, you have set image ratio, and you also have reset height. So they kind of do the same thing. So let's say you didn't want a really tall picture, you would use this handle right here, and this is how you define the height of the image. And then you would click reset ratio. If you don't mind having a really long image, then you would just click reset height and the width would stay the same. Everything down here is open for editing as well. You use the sliders over here to make the text larger, smaller. Colors here to switch them out. These are all of the approved colors by corporate. This down here links automatically to the listing. This links to her agent page on the website. Again, everything is open for editing. So once it looks all good, up here on the right hand side, you would click Save Changes, and it brings you to the scheduling page. We have a few preloaded lists put into every agent's account. These are internal and external lists. So you'll find people from Halstead in here and from other firms in these specific areas. To actually schedule it, click on the list you want to use, press Add. The confirmed list will appear in this gray box up here. Just do that for every list that you want to schedule to. Create a subject line. You could schedule this as far into the future as you want at any time. And then once you're done, you just hit schedule. And this is actually good. It will prompt you to put a subject line. You're not allowed to schedule anything without a subject line. Once it's actually scheduled, it'll appear here in the scheduled column. Once it goes out, it'll move over into sent. Let's say you schedule this and you made an accident, or you put the wrong date, the wrong groups. Just click on it. It'll get highlighted in gray. And then you can make your changes. You could change the time. You could completely cancel it by clicking on cancel. And then you could redo the whole scheduling portion. Once it actually goes out, you could check out all the analytics over here by clicking on the campaign. And it'll show you the total emails sent. We can't guarantee a 100% send rate because people have subscription preferences. They could choose to receive mailings only about sales, rentals within a certain price point in certain regions. So this is the actual number of people it was sent to. These are the total views, and these are the lists that you sent them to. So you always have that as a reference. If you click on views, here it will show you the actual timestamp of when a person viewed the email. So it lists it individually. So you see Bridget opened it twice. So it'll show you every single time someone clicks open on that email. Sometimes you may see that it appears as if one person opened it maybe 8 to 15 times. That's not an accident. They either did one of two things. They opened it a number of times, which is possible, especially when people check emails on their cell phone. And then also, if they forward that email, any additional people that open it, their accounts count towards the original recipient because we cannot log that secondary information. You could also share this to your social media pages. I don't believe she's connected any of hers. To do that, the agent would just click on their headshot and then connect the accounts through here. So once you click on here, it'll ask you to log in, grant access, and then the logo will be colored in. That's how you know it's fully connected. So going back to the dashboard, again, these are your three options. There's actually four. Under Promo Blast, you could create a multi-listing email. So to do that, you would just name your campaign. This is like naming your file. Click create. And right now it's empty. And here you have access to every listing that's available through Halstead.com right now. We leave this open in case agents are doing an open house tour together. They could pull up each other's listings and everything will auto-populate, and you don't have to worry about putting in the correct price or anything like that. It will just fill in automatically for you. So all you have to do is click through and they'll fill in automatically. You can start typing in the address up here and they'll pop up so you don't actually have to scroll forever. So let's just fill in a few. So here goes a few listings. To rearrange, you would just click right above the photo. You could actually change the order of the listings, or you could remove one entirely if you put one there by accident. You could also switch out all of the photos for any of these. All of this information is open for editing as well. It's very simple, very easy. And up here, you could put a little headline if you want. And then once you're done, click Save Changes, and it brings you to the scheduling page again. Just because it brings you to the scheduling page doesn't mean you actually have to schedule it. I know sometimes agents, they kind of want you to start building things, but they're not ready to send it out yet. So if that's the case, everything lives in this email tab right here. So automatically it opens up to the eBlast created for single listing properties, such as the one we just made. If you need to go into multi-listing, everything is in the tab over here. So just click on multi-listing, and then custom would actually be the promo eBlasts, which we will go over now. So same thing, click promo, name your campaign, and this is everything that we make in-house for you guys to share. So we have market reports, let's see, inbox concierge. You'll get this little prompt if you want to switch the template, because the minute you switch, everything that was just on your editing page will go away. So it's just a little prompt to make sure you're aware of that. You could create just closed email graphics. We have quite a few emails on here. Anything that you just want to send out so you stay active to your email base without it always being something related to a listing. This is what we create. Any holiday graphics we put in here, also year-end reports. We create these weekly emails, trending articles. This is a really big seller for people. So whatever you do, you create. This intro message right here is open for editing. We kind of just place something in there, but agents are free to type in whatever they want. Save changes, back to the scheduling page. So those are the three different emails that you could create in this program. So you have the single listing, the multi-listing, and promo blasts. And again, they will all live in this email tab. So this is also really good if you have like a reoccurring open house and you don't want to create the email from scratch. If you kind of really customize your text, you could always pull up the last version from here. And the final thing you could create are show sheets. So here, you would just select the listing, hit create. Again, we have a number of different formats that agents could choose from. One pagers, if they want to do a really cool grid, things like that. If they want to include the floor plan, I always suggest finding a template that works for the floor plan first and then work on the images. So it's a little bit different because for email, you're not really limited in your size. For show sheets, you are because of paper. So to resize the images, it's a little bit different. You have this crop tool over here. Once you click on that, you could use the zoom of your mouse to zoom in and out. So you could crop as much as you want. It will appear low res while you're working on the file. This is just so the program won't freeze on you. And then you could click and drag and place the image anywhere you want. So pretty much you could just zoom in, fill up as much of the space as you want, and then do that. Everything down here is open for editing as well. And then you could always switch out these images to whatever the agent wants. And here you could also zoom in, zoom out. We have it pretty much set automatically to fill in the space so you could keep this grid nice and clean and aligned. All of this is editable as well. You could actually remove these lines up here. These are called your crumbs. It's a very helpful section. You could delete everything individually or select the row and delete it. But again, if none of this information is relevant, you wouldn't have to choose this template. It's really up to what the agent wants or what you think looks best. Feel free to, suggest what templates you think will work, because you guys are probably going to work at this more than them. The images here, if she had a floor plan uploaded, it would appear as the last image. And we kind of have this set box on the right hand side that's usually the floor plan image. Once you're done and you have it looking beautiful, you click Save Changes, click on the preview, and then export the PDF, and it will go into your downloads folder. And then you could just print that from there at your convenience. Are there any questions so far? Everyone's good? Perfect. The last section of the program is the contacts page. She hasn't set up any contacts yet. You really don't have to. I suggest you do. It's very easy to export it from Outlook, but we do give you the list. So it's an easy way for agents to start using this program, because they could use the pre-made lists while they work on curating and organizing their own lists. So you can import two ways. You can import by clicking the import button, and this is where you would upload a CSV file. It's basically a type of Excel file. That's the easiest way if you're importing a large amount of recipients, or you could do a one-off by just clicking create, and then you just type in their information. You have to add them to a list, otherwise this box will not allow you to continue through. So you have to click all my contacts and then add contacts. If you want to create individual lists, such as a broker list, a seller's list, certain regions, up here you would click the plus sign and name that list, create, and now you're in this new list. Over here you could scroll and toggle through the two. And then so once you're on here, you would just import and it will automatically be added to this test list. And that's pretty much it. That's the basics of Pilot. We do create some custom pieces for agents if they need to create a newsletter, things like that. But when it comes to their just listing marketing, it's very easy for them to use. Let me go back to New Jersey agents. As many of you probably already know, this is the help email. So if you have any issues, if you come across anything that's acting funky, just send an email to pilot@allsted.com. And there's about 5 or 6 of us on there, and we'll get back to you with a solution, or we'll pass along the issue to the developers if it's something we can't fix right away. And we'll make sure we get it all sorted out for you. And that's it. So again, if there's any questions, feel free to ask now. Otherwise, everyone can have a lovely day. All right. All Alright, just a reminder, this has been recorded, so feel free to watch it again if you ever need a quick reference. There's also video tutorials on HNet under the tutorial section, and each video is only about 2 to 3 minutes long, so it's really, really easy to watch them if you run into any issues. Alright, thanks guys, have a good one.
Thanks.